Product creation. Setting up your site. Today, you're going to start setting up your website. Now, take note that these are the preliminary steps, as later on in this guide, you'll get the steps you need to take for the final setup. Also, note that going through the exact step-by-step of how to do each of these steps is beyond the scope of this guide. So if you are not technically inclined, you can easily outsource any of these tech steps. Just check out outsourcing platforms to find freelancers, including Fiverr.com, Upwork.com, Freelancer.com, or Guru.com. Now, let's quickly go through the steps. Search for a domain name. So, you've decided on a name for your package and a branded theme. Now, you'll want to select a domain name that reflects that name and or brand. So, keep these tips in mind. Choose a .com name. Now, people have difficulty remembering other extensions, so stick with .com. Well, you can of course purchase the other two popular extensions such as .net and .org, but just to keep shady competition from trying to make it look like they are associated with your company. However, you should be using the .com version. Select a memorable name that's easy to say out loud. As an online business owner, most of the time you're going to be giving people links and buttons to click on. Now, occasionally, however, you may need to say the name out loud, such as on a webinar. That's why you'll want to be sure the name is easy to say out loud without explaining it. Use a reputable domain registrar. Stick with well-known, established companies such as Namecheap.com, GoDaddy.com, and similar. Now, don't search until you are ready to buy. Now, some registers seem to release their search records, meaning other people will buy your search terms if you don't. Now, in other cases, someone may have the same idea as you. As such, don't search a registrar unless you are ready to buy as soon as you find an available name. Up next, secure hosting. So you want to select a reputable web host such as HostGator.com, Bluehost.com, or similar. Now just be sure your domain registration and web hosting are through to different companies, as otherwise you may be stuck if the company goes out of business and takes your domain and site with them. Now once you have your host, then do the following. Change the DNS, set up your email, make a backup plan. Now change the DNS. Change your domain name server to the two numbers provided by your host. Now, most domain registrars will have complete instructions for how to do this in their help files. Now, set up your email. So, you'll use this for your help desk, getting accounts with services, and similar. Third, make a backup plan. Some web hosts will create backups for your site on a regular basis. But even if your web host does that, be sure to make your own backups. And finally, select your tools. Now, you also need to select any tools or services, including email service provider or autoresponder. So stick with reputable companies such as aweber.com, mailchimp.com, getresponse.com, and similar. So be sure to read the terms of service carefully. Another one, your payment processor. Examples include paypal.com and 2checkout.com. So if you intend to have affiliates, then look at options such as clickbank.com. Now for your action steps, your task today is to walk through the steps I've included in this guide to get your domain name, web host, autoresponder, and payment processor.